If you hear a beep while I'm recording this, then it's just somebody sending a text. We're discussing how the unsaved follow the script and how the broadcasting network follows script, and they're speaking death, And so I just went through something. I went through 4 months or something, and I was noticing, because I had separated myself from everybody except for coworkers and some Uber rides. But I got face to face with somebody, and I was able to see their words on a daily basis, And it's like I was in shock that the words that came out of the person's mouth were so contrary to the truth at times that it just shocked me. And I wonder how some people even function in life. And that might be why people drink, because the stuff coming out of their mouth tells you what's in their thoughts, and they're so contrary to the truth. I don't even know how they get out of bed. And so the fake reality bubble is the illusion, right, of Genesis 3. And Eve became the first Jezebel, right? And then you had Cain, he became a Jezebel. And so if you unfold the word illusion via the etymology, you'll see these words that show up: mockery, scorning, derision, deceit, deception, jesting, jeering, to play with, ludicrous, deceptive, appearance, sport, amusement, point of passion. Now, the word etymology means go back to source. Now, so when you first come across a Jezebel, what is she going to do? It's a point of passing, Passing. So it's a passing, hey, how are you? And then she pulls you in, right? And she says, let's go have some fun. Let's do something fun. Amusement. I'm doing the reverse. Let's sport. So we do the sport. And she's got this deceptive appearance on what? The painted face. And then there's some ludicrous stuff being said. And there's some play there to play with. They play back and forth and try to poke you and flirt with you and all that. The jeering, Jeering. The jesting. And so it's on the surface, it's like we're just playing, amusement, having fun, and it's sporting, back and forth, playing a sport. And then as you see, it gets more ludicrous as time goes on, and then they play with you, jeer, and then you walk away, and they play a push-pull game, which is the dopamine rush. And then the jeer, and then when you start to leave the fake reality bubble, what happens? They get mad because you see through their lies. Because you got jesting, deception, deceit, and then when you leave, it goes into derision and scorning and mockery. In other words, when you call them out on their lies, they start to mock you and scorn you and deride you. But they want you in the fake reality bubble, the lie, because they're speaking death into your life and they're vampiring off of your life. And then when you finally step out of the bubble, you get your health back, you get your peace back, and all that. And so my point is, they all follow the script. The narcissist, the psychopath, the sociopath, the Jezebel, the Delilah, they all start as you're just walking by. And remember what it says in Psalm 1:1? Don't walk with the scorner, don't stand with the scorner, and don't sit with the scorner. Psalms 1:1. So you're just walking by and they say, hey, how you doing? And let's walk together. Nah, we don't. I'm in truth, you're in lies. We don't walk together. If they say, hey, let's talk for a minute. Let's stand. You don't stand with them. And you definitely don't sit with them. And you definitely don't go into the bedroom with them. Because then it's harder to break that fake reality bubble, because there's a cord, right? So they're in a bubble of lies. You're in a bubble of truth. If you go into the bedroom and you leave the bedroom, there's this invisible cord. It's a spiritual connection, right? And so you've left the fake reality bubble. They're in the fake reality bubble. The only connection that they have with you is the drama, because I unfolded that word too. And so the drama is another lie. This is my calling right here. I got to write a book. So you unfold the word drama: play, deed, spectacle, action, to do, act, perform, great deed, respond to situation, sequence of events, leads to climax, striking display, worker. Now notice those of us who stand in the truth, which is not a fake reality bubble. The word truth means faithful, and the word faithful means faith. So those of us who stand on the truth, we go back to faith. But the drama queens, and it could be a man, I'm not attacking women. This is not attacking women. I'm talking about the lost people, but just my experiences with the women. So the drama queens: play, deed, spectacle, action, to do, act, perform, great deeds, respond to situations, sequence events, climax, striking, display. Notice the word striking goes back to snake, right? A snake will strike you. And worker. So they want worker bees, right? So the lies of the system, man-made system, is you got to work. You got to work harder. Work, 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 work. But to get to heaven is faith. So we walk by faith, not by sight. So here's the deal. If you can hear what I'm saying, I'm unfolding the word illusion, and I'm unfolding the word drama, and we see the illusion is to pull you into the drama and create that dopamine rush. It's not real love. It's fake love because it's not based on truth. That person is not even a real person because they're selfish, and the self doesn't exist because we're all connected in Christ, those of us who are saved. You're not your own. You've been bought with a price. Every person is per the Son. So you're in the body of Christ. There's no such thing as self when it comes to the body of Christ. But these people don't have the spirit of truth, so they're separate and self. And you can actually determine what they're going to do before they do it, because that is the script. Unfolding the etymology shows you their next move. And so you know their drama games, you know their next move. When you first meet them, it's got to be a point of passing, an email, a phone call, amusement, then sport, and then their appearance is deceptive, and then it becomes to play with you, then it gets ludicrous, and then there's some jeering and jesting, and then when you hit deception, you say, wait a minute, you just lied. Why are you lying? You just lied again. You just lied again. So after a few days, you start to see, or a few conversations, you start to see that they're lying, deceit. And you say, wait a minute, this is all lies. And then you leave the fake reality bubble because it's lies. And then they start to deride you, scorn you, curse you out, and call you every name in the book, because that's the script that the devil has to follow, because their father's the devil. So when you unfold those words from source, which is what the word etymology means, you see their script. You know their script. And if you go to a car dealership, all the salesmen act the same way. They all follow the same script. And the truthers, they follow the same script. The born again people, they follow the truth. So the truth leads back to faith. The lies of the devil leads back to works. Worker bees, right? You got to work harder. My point is, we're all following a script. And this is why the sheep and the goats are separated, because we can't play in their fake illusion, their TV, their music, their culture, their football, their basketball, their holidays. It's all lies. It's all bells and whistles. It's like a circus. It's all just lights and bells and whistles and all this other stuff. It's not even real. So when you know they're talking to you, they're future faking you, they're gaslighting you, because they have a fake reality bubble of their image they want to keep you in. And when you step out, and with the Jezebels, she'll have one man come in and he'll see, wait a minute, something's not right. He starts to leave, and she plays all these games to pull him back in. And she knows this is where the narcissists, they always have to have supply, because a person who sees through their games and their lies, they always leave, because the fake reality bubble, WandaVision, the witch Wanda, she created these fake realities. And when you wake up, remember when Dr. Strange went down there to visit her in her orchard, he stepped in there and it was not real. And then when she snapped her finger or whatever, moved her hand, it was just rotten trees, right? So when you step in the Jezebel bubble, it's an illusion. It looks good, but then when you start to unfold and start to see the lies, then she starts to get abusive and critical and scorn her. You realize she hates you because you saw through the fake reality bubble. And so then, like Dr. Strange, when she just removed the illusion because he was seeing through it anyway. The illusion, when he saw the first lie that she was telling, because she was looking for that lady who had the gift, she wanted that gift from that lady. So when he saw the lie, then the illusion dropped and she became evil, right? She was mad because Dr. Strange, and he didn't respond. He didn't get upset. He understood why she was mad, because he saw through her scheme, because she has nothing but that fake reality. And so that's what she lives off of. That's her sustenance. She can't, if you don't believe her fake reality, she has nothing else. She's created this, and this is all unsaved. They created this fake reality that they want everybody to, it's an appearance. It's a painted face system. Corporations do it. The media does it. The U.S., every nation on the world does it. They create this fake reality for their citizens to believe it, which keeps the bubble going. The corporations, it keeps the bubble going. Rideshare, it keeps the bubble going. Delivering pizza, Amazon boxes, it keeps the bubble going. You don't need that stuff. Most of the time, you don't need any of that. But it keeps the economy going. And so Jezebel pulls you into some kind of fake reality. If she gets you in the bedroom, she knows there's a tie. And so even when you leave the bubble and see the lie, she's still got a string there where, remember, WandaVision, she wanted the psychic vampire off of that other lady who could to shift realities, quantum leap to another reality. And so she was trying to get her kids back. And so she was shifting realities. And so that's what the Jezebel spirit is. She's trying to pull these different men, and she has that little string. She can shift realities anytime she needs something. Pay her phone bill. One can pay her phone bill. One will pay her rent. One pays her power bill. And so she's living in this bubble that she's created, and these other people go into it, and they don't realize they're going to die. And so by going into the illusion, it's you get sick, ILL. But when you step out of the illusion, you get your health back, you get your blessings back, you get your vision back. And so back in July and August, I was seeing the illusion and the fake reality bubbles that everybody was in. So then I was just praying, I was saying, Lord, because I just took a year off of a rideshare, and I'd get off work and just think about it. Really wasn't doing anything, but just meditating on the fake reality of this whole thing. And then January, I got pulled into a fake reality bubble. I wasn't really pulled into it because I was taking notes. I said, something ain't right. But I got pulled into a fake reality bubble, and I said, no, this ain't right. And then, you know how the car salesman says, well, let's do it now, do it now, do it now. They got to keep you in that bubble, because if you stay away from it long enough, you escape the illusion. And so that's why they try to rush you. That's why they love bomb you. That's why they future fake you. It's all fake. They might not even have a job. They might be married. They might have somebody else paying their bills. They might be, you don't know what they're doing, because they've told everybody else different bubbles. And so they've got a different bubble view for each person. And you start to see contradictions, and you're saying, something's not lining up. And so then you break the illusion, you break the bubble, and you say, oh, this was all just an illusion. It wasn't real love. It wasn't real friendship. It was actually, this is why they hate you. It was actually deceit, derision, scorning, mockery, and ill towards you. They have an ill intent. So they want to pull you out of the truth, psychic vampire off of you, feed you a lie, give you the fake illusion, and if you eat and drink of that fake apple, that illusion, what happens? You die. You do a slow death. This is why you see a lot of people. I can talk, women can talk amongst themselves, but as a man, I talk to men in the past, not now, I don't talk to them, but in the past, I'd talk to a boss or a friend or whatever, and most men are not happy because they step into that fake reality that flesh creature wife, because she's not spiritual. She's either lost or she doesn't grow spiritually. So she's got this little illusion that her mom gave her and her sister. So this is why, this explains everything. Unless the woman gets born again and walks in the Spirit and is gloriously saved, she's got all these other women around her trying to pull them into the fake reality with them, and they never escape. And so they're so comfortable in that bubble of lies. You go in there and you try to reach your hand in there like Doctor Strange tried to pull. He tried to pull, what's her name out? Wanda. And she said, no, I'm staying in this illusion. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to switch realities and get my kids. He says, those are not your kids. Your kids died. But she wants that fake husband, those fake kids, that fake reality so bad. So what happened eventually is she saw when she got her, she changed realities and she was going to pull those kids into her fake reality. And those kids got scared of her. And she said, no, I'm your mom. No, you're not. You're not our mom. You're not our mom. And she woke up because the person she loved so much, those kids that she loved so much, woke her up from her illusion. And then she left the illusion and she gave up the fight and she went back to her reality. In other words, a lot of you people who are listening to me, if you made it this far, who are lost, y'all have created this fake reality that your culture, that your bloodline, that your mama and your sister and your news and your TV and your media and your doom scrolling, y'all created this fake bubble. Your money, your job, your corporate job that you hate, you work 8 to 10 hours a day in your little box cube and you have to talk a certain talk. They've destroyed your soul and ripped your soul out of your gut. So you're not even a real person anymore because you're in the fake reality bubble of the corporate system, your mama's system, your bloodline. You're in this fake illusion, and that fake illusion is comfortable because you're scared to step out of your comfort zone and step into real reality. But if you stepped in the comfort zone, if you stepped out of your comfort zone and you stepped into real, then you would get your soul back. But because you're not, other people can control you with their words and their subliminal message and keep you in the Decepticon. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And so a lot of you are not happy, not because of anything except for one thing. You're in a fake reality bubble. Either your husband created a fake reality bubble, or your mama, or your sister, or your bloodline, or your corporation, or if it's man, your wife created this fake reality bubble. Your in-laws could create a fake reality bubble. The going and having the family reunions and everybody hates everybody, but they still go. That's a fake reality. Why would you hang out with people who don't really love you and don't care? And so when a real person who's not in fake reality comes across somebody who's in a fake reality, they've never met that kind of person before because we see through them. And so we see through their games and we say, we're not playing that game. We're going to be real. We're going to keep our soul. You're not going to steal my soul. And I'm not believing your lies. You just contradicted yourself. The truther comes across a narcissist and we say, you're lying. But the reason, and I was back in July and August last year, I was thinking, why do people stay in their fake reality bubbles? Why can't they leave their mama's lies or their daddy's lies? Because my mom's one time, she said, you're going to be just like your daddy. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. He was drunk. He drank himself to death. I don't drink. What are you talking about? She believed a fake reality. Why are you projecting that on me? I'm stronger than him. He had, physically he was stronger than me because he was a carpenter all his life. He had big arms. He was a strong man. But mentally and spiritually he was weak. I am 1,000 times stronger than him because I've had to walk away from a bloodline and a culture of lies because God is first. And so a lot of you, the reason you stay in those miserable fake illusions and delusions is because you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone in truth, leave the illusion and walk by faith. You've never really walked by faith your whole life. You walk not by faith, but by sight. And that's why you're a worker bee for the system, the matrix. You're afraid to leave the matrix because your little matrix reality feels so comfortable and you don't know how to deal with that. And that's why you're still a narcissistic psychopath. I hate to tell you, that's just what you are. Because you will kill to keep you're such a psychopath, you will kill to keep your bubble intact. Seriously, because that's just like Wanda the witch. She was willing to kill anybody that would keep her from getting that gift so she could go get her sons back that died. And then when she woke up, she saw the two kids that she loved, the people that she loved, said, "No, you're not my mom." And so she had to go back to her reality. She had to wake up, face the truth, and mourn and go through the death of the mourning, the dark night of the soul, and step out of the illusion and step into real. This is what's going on with the narcissist and with the Jezebel and the Delilah and the scorner and the thief. They are living in a bubble and they want people to support their fake reality. They're not willing to leave it behind for truth. They want their will instead of God's will because they're afraid to leave their comfort zone. People, this is it. This decodes the narcissist. This decodes the whole system. This decodes Babylon to the T, to the hilt. I just decoded Babylon and Jezebel and Delilah and Cain and the works-based system and the legalist and the Pharisees to the hilt. It took me many years to get here, but praise God. And it took me some pain this year. I went through some pain. But tonight, I'm free at last, free at last, free at last. I see all the deceptions are based on a fake reality bubble that keeps people in a little comfort zone, and that's the devil's trick. You need to be comfortable. You got to have that air conditioning. You got to have that car and that job and that corporate. You got to have an Amazon job or work at the USPS, or you got to work at UPS, or you got to have that perfect job and all that because it's comfortable. And that comfortable feeling moves you into delusion, and it takes away your health and your vitality, because if you really think about it, when you start to work with your hands and you start to be an entrepreneur, you're always moving, and you start to stay healthy. You stay healthier and younger because you're not in some fake reality comfort zone where you're sitting behind a desk and you're gaining weight. I hope it makes sense. If I'm gonna talk, this is way deeper than I thought I would ever see. But if you can grasp and hear what I'm saying, you're going to have to reevaluate your family reunions, your movies that you watch, your TV, the news, because they're casting spells to keep you in a fake reality. You're going to have to break all these paradigms one at a time. And every time you peel one off, you're going to cry. It's like peeling the layers off an onion. You're going to cry. Oh, I've been believing a lie the whole time. And most people won't do it. They might peel one layer off, but we're talking about 50, 60 layers. My mom told me lies my whole life. My dad told me lies. My sister's telling me lies. The TV's telling me lies. The Matrix, it's all lies. Don't go crazy. Just stay in the Word, stay in the Bible, and just slowly unfold this thing. If you have Christ, if you've received Jesus, you're already free. And He's unfolding this little bit by little because it's a revelation. The revealing of Babylon. It's just a comfortable little bubble. And if you unfold those words, you can see the script. They can actually they know what you're going to do before you do it because you're in their bubble. And they can put subliminal words and they know what you're going to do before you do it. To break out of the matrix and have your own free will, they hate that. And you start to speak the truth and you start to break bubbles and you set the captives free.